You guys, I obviously don't know what I'm doing with live videos. Obviously. All right. Anyways, so we are going to get right into the topic because, yeah. All right. So the topic is to be in relationship or to be single. And what brought me to this topic was I've just been seeing a lot of content of either men bashing women, women bashing men. It seems like a lot of people are looking to be in relationship. However, they're accepting things that are that you would not accept if you loved yourself and respected yourself. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about it because honestly, so a really popular video, or y'all probably saw it because they reposted it on World Star Hip Hop. But Kevin Samuels has been kind of popular in the YouTube space for a while, and he calls himself a high value man. And he is a fashion consultant for his day job, I believe. And he is on YouTube. He gives advice to men. A lot of men and boys follow him, and I guess also some women appreciate his advice. Yeah, so anyways, a woman had called into his show on YouTube, and the woman was asking for advice on dating men. And he told the woman that she was average looking and she should not expect to get a high value man because she is an average looking woman. So they would only deal with women who are not average looking. And the feedback from his video was either like, she needs to, why is she asking him for advice? And the whole time he's basically putting her down the whole time he's giving her advice, and she's still there like taking it from him. So again, it was two types of feedback. Either people were like, he's just being honest, people can't deal with the truth, he's telling her truth, she's average looking, people need to stop lying to women, telling them that they're a certain type of way and they need to be honest with them. Or you've got people who are like, yo, like, she needs to love herself, why is she taking this from this man? And my conclusion, like, what it made me think about is like, whether you think she's average looking or not, it has nothing to do, like, yes, looks matter, right? But let me get into the topic before I get into whole like physical and material and all of that. That's just one part, right? But a person, how are you going to judge this woman based off of her physical? You don't even know her. You don't even know her. You don't even know the type of character that she is, the type of life that you don't even know that. And so the fact that you're just basing it off of her physical look, if that's all you are qualifying as for someone who can be with this type of man, that type of woman, then obviously you pick her. It doesn't make sense, but forget her like trying to find a man. Again, I told you he was basically putting her down in the video. And I think that there has been a lot of push for people to be in relationships. It's either like it's a push to be in relationships, or it's like, oh, I'm single, I don't need nobody, I'm good. And you know, it's like you gotta meet in the middle, right? Because relationships are one of the best things that we can experience in this life when they are healthy relationships, when it's aligned, when you have healed yourself, you have dealt with your childhood trauma, you have loved yourself, you respect yourself, you know your boundaries, and the other person has done that, and y'all come to the point where you don't need nobody else. You're good. You're in bliss by yourself, by your daggone self. You don't need anybody else, because you don't. However, when you come together, and not because you feel like you need that person, because you actually want that person, and y'all both done healed yourselves, and y'all both have grown, and y'all both have dealt with your traumas, and it is a beautiful union, not something that you just feel like you have to do, or not something that you're in just because you don't want to be lonely, or not something that you're in just because you're scared of being by yourself. It's beautiful. Those type of relationships are beautiful. You know what I mean? So really, there's not a it should be this or it should be that. It's a can be this and it can be that. Because you can be in relationship and help, like when you're in healthy relationships, right? But again, like I said, most people are not in healthy relationships because they haven't done the work on themselves yet. You haven't done your self work, and when you haven't done your self work, you let me relax. I get a little excited. When you haven't taken the time, basically, to be in relationship with yourself, you haven't built up your boundaries. You haven't built up what you do want and need out of somebody else. Because if somebody is coming with something you don't really want to need that, then you don't need to be in a relationship with them. Honestly, you know? And yeah, so when you've loved yourself to the point that you really like you could be in a relationship with yourself and you're good, you know? When you respect yourself to the point that you will not allow anybody to do anything disrespectful to you in the name of love, when you have healed your trauma, when you have found your communication style, I'm not done yet. I'm almost done. When you have basically healed yourself to the point where you can be in a healthy, just because you're in a relationship don't mean it's healthy. When you can be in a healthy union with someone, that is beautiful. And then understand, I gotta bring this up, understand that everything doesn't last forever. It doesn't. It doesn't. We get so like we're supposed to find this one person that's our soulmate, and once we find him, we gonna live happily ever after for the rest of our lives. So many people force that to happen. They force that, even when you know maybe at some point. Now that is some people's stories. That's some people's stories, but we can't all have the same story, you know. So some people force that. So say it was beautiful at some point. Some point it was beautiful, but at some other point, it got to where you felt like you were forced to be in this just because that's what you're supposed to do, because that's the standards of society, then both of you are not respecting and loving yourselves, because you know that you are moving in different directions. But again, you know, we get trapped in like what we think we supposed to do. So, you know, I want to bring up, if you don't know Toby Nwigwe, I think is how you say it. I probably messed it up, but he is an artist, a great artist, and one of my favorite lines from him is like, relationships are the greatest wealth. The problem is you can't find relationships because you're in a relationship with hated self. You don't even like yourself. You haven't even fell in love with yourself first. And when you do that, when you respect yourself, when you love yourself, you're going to make sure that you do the work on yourself. You're going to make sure that you heal yourself. Not for the sake of anybody else, but just for you. You have to fully love you first. And look, I'm talking to myself, okay? Because I came back to the States, you know, it's been like 2.5 years since I've been in a relationship. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready to get back out there. You know, I'm good, I'm ready. I'm ready to start meeting people. Single, ready to mingle. I realized, no, I'm not ready. I still have some work to do on myself. And the question I had to ask myself is, would I want to be in a romantic relationship with myself right now? Have I healed all of the things that I need to heal to be in a romantic relationship with myself right now? And my answer was, not yet. It's just a few more things that I think that I can work on before I can truly be in a healthy union with somebody else, you know? And not for the sake of that happening, but just for the sake of me doing it for myself. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, this is like my third time trying to go live. So I'm sorry if I kind of just spit that out in like one breath. Listen, this is my third time, okay? Third time's a charm. That's okay, because I'm going to be better next time. But I did want to see how live was, you know. Yeah. So again, just to end it off, I think relationships are amazing once you've done the work on yourself. Once you've healed yourself. So first, before you think about getting into something with somebody else, heal yourself. Do your work on yourself. Love yourself. Respect yourself. And then the people will automatically come. It's not even going to be something that you're going to have to try to do. It's just going to be that it just happens. But don't expect it to last forever, because at that point, it can turn into unhealthy if you try to. Perfect example, Will and Jada. I don't know their life, but from outside looking in, it just seems, I don't know. And I'm not saying like, you know, like you can't be friends with people. I'm just saying when you take it to the point of being romantic and being in a committed romantic relationship with somebody, that takes commitment. That takes a different type of commitment than you being my friend and I'm being your friend, right? Yeah. All right, that's the word for today. I hope y'all enjoy. If you have, you know, let me know what you think. You agree with me? Do you not agree with me? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Let me know.